Say what you will about the Wii U, but it had some pretty spectacular games. Unfortunately, they were on the Wii U, which is self-explanatory. Fortunately, the release of the Switch was way more successful than I could have possibly predicted, and aside from having its own fantastic titles, would get re-releases of Wii U games, giving them a second chance at life for players that have never touched a Wii U. Games such as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition came with all DLC included, and sometimes had changes made or new content altogether. How can anyone say no to new extra funky mode? Also, Peachette came into existence, and proceeded to snap the internet in half. However, while most of the Wii U's best titles are now on Switch, there's still quite a few that have not, so let's take a look. Super Mario 3D Land, not only being my introduction to the Nintendo 3DS, is one of my favorites. I played this game almost non-stop, discovering secrets, alternative routes, as well as speedrunning tricks. Look at that! So imagine my excitement when E3 2013 rolled around and Super Mario 3D World was announced. You can play with up to 4 characters! Mario, Luigi, Peach, Blue Toad, just like Super Mario Bros. 2, I guess. Yellow Toad wasn't invited. I'm amazed not many people seem to talk about this game much. The levels are well designed, the music is fantastic, all power-ups from 3D Land return, plus more! Also you get a free copy of Luigi Bros? Okay. I know 2013 was supposed to be the year of Luigi, but wow, this game really has a fascination with 8-bit Luigi. He is everywhere. EVERYWHERE! Along your journey to save fairies and trash Bowser's sweet ride, you can find stamps which you can use to... oh, never mind. But you can also find Miis in the world who have ghost starter of their players. You can race to see who's got the best oh wow. Throughout your adventure you will find Captain Toad, who keeps getting himself into trouble, but he also has his own unique puzzle levels. That led to his own game, Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, which if you have a 3D World save file you can play levels from, which explains how he keeps getting into these situations. This game made its way to the Switch, and strangely the 3DS, but all the 3D World content was removed and replaced with Odyssey content? Why? Both Treasure Tracker and 3D World rely on the Wii U gamepad, and in Toad's transition, while you use the touchscreen in handheld mode, docked mode uses a pointing system with the Joy-Con, kind of like a Wiimote. It's possible this same change could come to 3D World if it makes it to the Switch, since it heavily uses the touchscreen for a lot. But not only that, some things require the gamepad's mic, which the Switch does not have, so some changes would have to be made. This is a fantastic game, and I hope one day more players will have a chance to play it, because we all need Meowser in our life. Weirdly enough, when Super Mario Maker 2 was announced, to everyone's surprise, a new theme was shown, and it was 3D World in 2D. StarFox is one of those franchises of Nintendo that lay dormant for quite a few years, but Nintendo must have been really proud of this game because we got Muppet, I repeat, Muppet versions of Satoru Iwata, rest in peace you beautiful man, Reggie Fils-Aimé and Shigeru Miyamoto, who start to turn into furries, Team StarFox. How do I justify what I just described? We also got an animated prologue and just... wow, this is amazing. It plays out like an anime episode and is still up on Nintendo's YouTube channel, so you should check it out. I could talk about this for a long time, but we need to get into the game itself. The opening gave me a lot of Thunderbird vibes, which makes sense because a young Shigeru Miyamoto watched Thunderbirds and was a direct influence on the original Star Fox. The game itself is somewhat of a reboot reimagining of Star Fox 64, which is nuts because Star Fox 64 itself was a reboot reimagining of the original Star Fox, with mechanics taken from the cancelled Star Fox 2, which is now on both SNES Classic and the Switch Online service. The graphics are absolutely stunning, the environments and the characters all visually breathtaking, and flying the air wings are just so thrilling! When a character speaks to you through the radio, their voices come through the Wii U gamepad, immersing you in, but might as well get on with it. The main gameplay takes place on the TV screen, and a first-person cockpit view is on the gamepad, and you are heavily encouraged to use it to aim when firing, which is 100% done with gyro controls, which in concept is brilliant, but in execution, oh boy. The target reticle on the TV isn't accurate, so you'll have to rely on the gamepad a lot, but because you need to fly and shoot at the same time, you'll be ducking your head up and down constantly, but because you're focusing on aiming with the gyro, you will occasionally forget to steer the ship with the stick, leading you to crashing into obstacles. And when you're in all range mode for dogfighting enemies and bosses, on the TV the camera zooms out and no longer follows your ship from behind, making it awkward to control, so you need to look at the gamepad for what you're looking at. This flaw in the game design is most likely what turned people away from this otherwise really good game, which leads to this game selling rather poorly, and new copies are still seen in some stores. I went into a JB Hi-Fi last year, the one Wii U game in a corner next to all the Switch games, still wrapped in plastic, never touched. Which is quite sad for a franchise that already suffered, and while Team StarFox did make an appearance in Starlink, I don't think we are likely to see them again for quite a while. And anyway, imagine how much the game would have to be reworked to not rely on the Wii U gamepad. I mean, it's doable. You can switch between the TV and gamepad screens by pressing select, but it's unlikely we'll see a Switch version. I never played the first two Pikmin games, but I was interested, and Pikmin 3 on the Wii U is quite something else. I wanted to get into Pikmin, and oh boy, was this the place to start. I don't know what the GameCube controls were like, but if you're not a fan of using the Wii U gamepad, you can use the Wiimotes exactly the same as the Pikmin Wii ports, but still use the gamepad as an interactive map you can use to automatically plan your route for one of the three captains you play as. Did I mention this game is absolutely beautiful? People complain about how weak the Wii U is, but if you were— WHAT?! While you were writing the script, Pikmin 3 Deluxe got announced. Wait, what? Oh!
Well, I'll be damned!
Oh man, I had so much material to work with, and now this game is invalid from this list! I was gonna make another joke about Miiverse and how the characters have Wii U gamepads on your Wii U gamepad. Just play Pikmin 3, whatever. Technically, it's not out. It's a fantastic problem-solving time management adventure with lovable characters, beautiful graphics, and food puns! Also features bonus modes with DLC. Definitely worth your time! Editor's note, so as of its deluxe announcement, Pikmin 3 is no longer available on the Wii U eShop. You cannot download it digitally, and if you have the game, you cannot access DLC you haven't already downloaded. Yikes. After Kirby's epic yarn on the Wii, the team moved on to make a Yoshi game. First thing you might think, why is everything made of wool and craft items? There is no answer. Like Epic Yarn, they get really creative with their yarn creations, and everything from the Yoshis to the objects to the enemies and bosses are so adorable. Gameplay is like Yoshi's Island and Yoshi Story, so you're in for a good time. Everything from the tunes to the visuals is likely to put a smile on your face. It's the sort of game that's easy for a younger mindset and still rewarding for experienced gamers. Oh, that's right, Amiibo. This game's Amiibo support is huge. Every single Amiibo, assuming they existed by the time this game came out, gives Yoshi an alternate skin based on that character. Not to mention it had its own special Amiibo, multicolored woolen Yoshis. I have the blue one. And we cannot forget the giant Yoshi. I do not know what it does. Even Smash Bros. For Wii U had a stage based on Woolly World. It does not appear in Ultimate. Why would you cut that? Also, one of Yoshi's alts is Crafted World Yoshi? Okay. It's not like Nintendo wanted us to forget this game exists so they could sell more copies of Crafted World, right? But hey, it also had a 3DS port. That's cool. But why? Okay, I know, technically not originally Wii U games, but please hear me out. It's bad enough GameCube games are hard to come by and almost never had re-releases as it is. These are fantastic remasters of already great adventures that definitely deserve a place on the Switch. Although whoever thought it was a good idea to nix the Tingle Tuner was an idiot. You could have had a friend sync a 3DS, but no. Also, if Twilight Princess is released on Switch, it would have been available on every Nintendo console since its release. Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush, also known as Rainbow Curse. What is up with Kirby regional differences? Known for its touchscreen controls, you know if your game uses this, it's using it for everything. Kirby only moves where the stylus guides him, even though the second player uses a Wii mode for the traditional control scheme. I love the claymation style this game has going for it, as well as any other unique art style. Unfortunately, I can't see this game working on Switch in docked mode, as it requires a touchscreen, although it could be reworked to use the two-player mode control scheme. I may not be helping this game's case as I have not played it or any other Xenoblade game, but from what I've heard from anyone who's played it, is rather positive. It's an action RPG on an open-world alien planet, and if you're a fan of Xenoblade or Xenoblade 2, this may be the game for you. Sorry, I just don't know what else to say on this one. It's a Paper Mario game, that should be enough to get your attention, assuming you're willing to play anything that isn't 1000 Year Door, because I'll never get a chance to play that. While I know a lot of people dislike the overuse of copy and paste toads, this game's writing more than makes up for its linear structure. And anyway, do you really want to say no to a game that acknowledges the Luigi deaths there? The handcrafted art style looks incredible, and hey, there's Easter eggs everywhere. Look at this, it's Super Mario Bros. 3. People like that, right? I'm just gonna go off script here to say, I know people dislike the newer Paper Mario games, but all of them have qualities that are worth enjoying. And I know people want a structure just like 1000 Year Door, but just like in the case of StarFox, if you don't give attention to this franchise, neither will Nintendo put effort into it, so just think about that for a bit. These games I think deserve a mention. They will never be released on Switch because their sequels build on the originals more to the point of completely replacing them. Splatoon is an incredible game that quickly gained a large following and online player base, but Splatoon 2 on the Switch improves and adds so much there's very little to return to the original game. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U was the definitive way to play Smash Bros. Before Ultimate came out, and there is no doubt in my mind that Ultimate is indeed the ultimate way to play Smash. However, there are a few things left behind in the Wii U game. Custom movesets, Master and Crazy Order, Masterpieces, a Fire Mario ult, and more importantly, the last appearance of trophies. Super Mario Maker. This game came in a big box with an amiibo and an art book. The idea of Mario Maker is so simple but works so well and uses the gamepad to its best potential, but there were many complaints about what it was lacking. Needless to say, Mario Maker 2 fixed all of those problems, however, left two things out. Weird skinny mushroom Mario, but at least he made a cameo. But more importantly, they removed amiibo support! Why would you do that? That was one of my favorite parts of Mario Maker. Your whole collection is at your disposal, allowing you to play as any of these characters. And there were even more you could unlock through events. I mean, what other game lets you play as Shaun the Sheep? Why would you take him away from me? Why would you drop amiibo support? What am I supposed to do with 8-bit Mario now? Is it because amiibo sales are low? Well, they ain't gonna go any higher if you don't put amiibo functionality into your newer games. Rant over. Anyway, there's another Wii U game I haven't talked about, but I'm saving that for another video. It's a good thing so many Wii U games were given new life on Switch, but I do wonder, what do you do if you want the Switch ports but you already bought the Wii U versions on day one with all their DLC at full price? Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been a topic I've wanted to discuss for a while now, but wow, I did not expect Pikmin 3 to be announced while writing this, and especially not 3D World while editing. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Feel free to check out any of my other videos, so anyway, bye now!